I know what you think. Let me put this a bit quieter down. I know what you think. At least it is 8 PM, not 7 PM. I know. When I made my schedule this week, I was like, oh, today's 4th May, and normally I know for people around the world it's like May the 4th be with you, the Star Wars Day, but for people in the Netherlands, it is like the national day, and we remember the people who died in 1945, like the Second World War. Because 5th of May, we celebrate our freedom. That's how it goes. So around 8 PM, my time, the CEST, we usually are a minute to 2 minutes quiet. And the wonderful thing about that is that the country usually goes completely quiet. Everyone stops, everyone thinks, unless you have like Polish neighbors across who just like drive away in their car and be like, let me ramp up my car so that the whole neighborhood can hear it. Like, the little respect that I have for them. The little respect I had for those Polish people, cause... No, I lost it. I don't know why. I don't know, the little respect I lost. But, if you don't know where I'm coming from with this game, let me introduce you. Let me introduce you on my normal recording screen first, because this is where I have, I think, my displays capture on. So let me enable that. If I go to YouTube, I want to show yourself something before we start. What's our latest? Actually, maps. Let me get my pets and stuff so you can see what I'm doing. I have recently gotten the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. That's different. The Ultra Deluxe has way more content. I've had my eyes on the Stanley Parable for a while, but I never got it. I was waiting for like how do you call it? Yeah, a sale on it. But then the Ultra Deluxe came out, and then I saw a few videos on it, and I was like, I need this. Originally, I was like, I'm gonna make a YouTube series out of this because I don't know how much content there is in the game, and there is enough content for me to make a stream out of it. Because as you see, I have 2 videos made on YouTube, and this stream will be split also into like 3 separate parts. So say hi to YouTube, because this stream will be uploaded to my VOD channel, but also to this channel in 3 parts, around an hour each. The idea is basically, we left off where this video ended. So as you can see with Red Blue Doors, I was like, experiencing game development, going to other games. That will be the starting point for this video. So if you don't know where I'm coming from, hey, you should watch my YouTube. stay up to date with that. Huh? No, but after you can watch it after the stream. I will highly recommend watch it after the stream because you don't miss that much. But if you want to see stuff I didn't do in this stream and you want to catch up with that, YouTube link, as you can see, such in GG. Now, with that, we're going to switch screens again. Because with that, we're going to start because already a bit late. Or later than normal. How close this? But that's basically, I had so much fun with this game. Basically, that like, that first episode already had like a part where I was in a broom closet. And I was in a broom closet for 10 minutes. and the narrator assumed I was dead. And I was like, I normally play with Airflux in, like I said in that video. And I normally play with Airflux in, and he was like, hello, is someone out there? Can someone take control of this keyboard and mouse? Because the person currently inhabiting this keyboard and mouse is presumably dead by some human physiology. You have to watch a video for that, you know. Oh yeah, wait, I have to enter the time. Which time is it? It's 8. Oh wait, I can enter to my favorite time. I'm not gonna do it. I'm too lazy. Yeah. But my game and stream. Those are my favorite times today. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? Help. Guys, help. It knows. After all, I know how much you enjoyed setting the time correctly. Okay, and I'm curious how accurate 8:10 PM is. Let's use another slider to find out. Accurate. You know, can I just say regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I have a great time adjusting the settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish we had more sliders, but we have gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to get a new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard, yeah, let me whip a couple new ones up. Should be ready by the next time you boot up the game. Ooh, what would be in episode 7 or something? Like, fun thing already about this thing. I don't know, it's a little bit small. Oh, a bit bigger. A little thing about this thing, as you can see here, the menu is also copied on the screen, on that screen behind it, It's like an infinite loop screen. So let's begin with like, this adventure. That's the thing I wanted to do today,
This is the story.
Oh wait, let me see you this, because you've probably seen in this.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
A little bit of,
Stanley was happy.
like a little bit of game joking, you know.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
I'm watching this on YouTube, you know the story by there now, but people on Twitch don't know. So.
Or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Wait, is that new data? New content still here? What I wanted to try, last in the video on my YouTube where I ended was with Blue and Red Door, or eventually I ended with new content and then a skip button ending. But by the Blue data door, I particularly chose the way there to be negative. Go ahead. And this time I'm gonna go positive. So let's see what happens there.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked,
Shut
he
up.
couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I know that I look hard. I know I'm looking very, very hard. Like, I don't know what also happened like last video. I got an order. It's still here. Testing. I'm going to you another time. What do I? Can I plug this out? No.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew
I didn't know.
it well.
I'm British.
He wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I'm British, so right is left, left is right.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Do I take the first open door? Ah.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I'm following directions. I don't follow your directions. I follow my own instinct.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Do we?
I'm not your enemy, really.
Oh, no, I don't believe it.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you
I don't believe it.
all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, What? Really?
Yes.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Okay, show me.
Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is
I'm not
important.
listening.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue door. He said blue door, right?
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
No, I didn't understand.
Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly
Yeah,
what's
I know.
out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well,
Yes.
don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map. Because
But
you
there
were
are
never
2
supposed to
entry
be here
points.
in the first place.
Why didn't you build
Broken
this?
rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that?
Now, if you put a lot of time into the
And in
story,
the
you've
end,
built
it
this
was
section
all
of
for
the map
nothing,
off.
Because this is what you wanted
Oh.
to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
Maybe some textures.
Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stan. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices?
Yes.
Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from?
I don't know, you tell
How
me.
did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt.
Do you
it
have
in
a soul?
my
We all know you're a computer program,
Don't
so...
even, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one.
We have like,
Let's take a
me and the
look.
narrator, we have like a love-hate relationship. It's still the same each time. What happens if I go to the left? If I go to the right, I end up with that scoreboard again. That's all the same.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped
Sure.
you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity
But
to
you
give
still
it some
get all the
playtesting.
prototypes even if I'm
You wouldn't mind
negative?
taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Huh?
In this game,
Oh.
the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail.
You make me
It's a
look
very
bad.
meaningful game. All
Stupid.
about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes
You're gonna make me look bad again?
playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make
I'm
sure
not
it's
gonna stream for 4
Be
hours.
sure to keep notes on your experience.
I'm gonna just sit here for 4 hours. Am I really gonna sit here for 4 hours doing this? People coming in and be like, Elise, what are you doing? I don't know, I'm testing this game out. All I have to do is press this button and don't let the baby reach the fire. Oh no, and I have to play that set for 4 hours. I'm getting bored. I don't know, should I let it go? Did he touch the fire there? It should be dead already. He does this only to make me look bad, huh? I gave him a positive score. Now I'm moving against this stupid game. This stupid game. There's something in which I can make this person. I'll go die. I'm done with this game.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Spite you.
Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done.
Okay, bye.
It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game?
Do I have to really sit there for 4 hours play this to get another ending?
What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
It says Fire Watcher again. I don't want to sit here for 4 hours pushing a single button. Oh, this Fire Watcher again.
Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes.
Yeah, believe what you want, narrator.
What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley.
I know your
seems there's
weakness.
more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
I know your weakness, Mr. Narrator. It's an open world game where you have to make tons and tons of choices. Doesn't like open world games. I just saw in that video, I was like, exploring this option, but I became negative. And I got the same thing, but I'm not gonna sit here for 4 hours pressing the stupid button.
No, it can't be.
What can be, Mr. Narrator?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Hey, that's mean.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close
That's
call.
mean. Let me play it.
We wandered off into that thing, that big open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any.
What? How did you get here?
Oh,
Basically,
avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley.
Dark Overview, if I say your name right.
Let's
Welcome.
find another game.
If you go from the first door right, go up the platform, just like, go by the meeting room. Yeah, go right, go past the PC room, go to like the elevator, and besides the elevator bridge going up, there is like a balcony you can walk on, below that. So you have to jump off the elevator on the balcony, and then you can go through the door there. And there you get two options, like a red and blue door, and if you go only through the blue door 3 times, you get this stuff.
Is game design. Stanley, if you manage
If I
to
say
get
it
lost in
correctly.
this game, I will
You
be
have to go right,
phenomenally impressed.
past the meeting rooms, and to the elevator, to the platform. Way too
Okay,
complicated.
so what exactly do we do here? Let's see.
I wanna try it when I'm
Lots of
back here. I
cars
wanna
here
try
in the
something.
back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball?
No, it's Rocket League.
I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together.
Here, if you, I don't know if you can
I
jump
think
from this
surely we
platform,
must.
but I know you can in the
Okay,
orange
Stanley,
goal.
Here's the ball. Have fun.
I don't wanna have fun. I wanna know you. But how is life? Can I jump down here? I can. Let's go!
Hold on. What are you doing?
Bye, Mr. Narrator. Here's where I died last time, because I fell off.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
No, I'm not coming back. Can I move around here? Ah. Oh, I have to fall off. Oh. I found this myself. Most things I found on myself. And this was pure curiosity. Because I've seen some videos on YouTube. But my thing that catches my eye. Because on the elevator. Now, not the elevator like the movie platform. There was like, it went up and went to the place it should be, but below there was a balcony. So I was like, can I jump on that? And I could jump on that, and that's how I ended here. Like, I've done 2 videos on YouTube, and I'm gonna cut the stream out into more videos on YouTube. In YouTube, I found the boss ending, the mind control blow up ending, the skip button ending, and the new content. Which did I find more? I had the skip button, mind control facility where you try to turn it on. Oh yeah, the dream ending. Is that eigenlijk only 3? Oh, the dream that I can remember for top. And oh yeah, this ending. The quote-unquote beta lose game ending. Or I don't know how this ending is called. To be honest. Oh yeah, and I also got like the quote-unquote suicide ending.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the
Because
leading man in his own
first
story,
when I
well,
came by that
perhaps
red
he's
door
got
and the
it.
blue door, I went
Down
to the
in
red door and I came
wherever
to like a
he
sort
is
of
right
space
now.
observation
I wonder if he's happy with
thing.
his choice.
And the only way to get out of that
Rather
was
than
to
the heavy
like go into
cost
the
that
back
comes
room,
with it.
go all the way up on the
You'll
stairs and
understand
jump
soon
from
what I
it
was
off
trying
3
to tell
times.
him.
So
He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make
shut up,
sense
narrator,
out
I'm
of the
talking.
chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean.
Yeah,
by
the
Mr.
thing, but
Memo.
the thing is,
Oh,
like, I
yes.
jumped off in
Yes, I'll be
there
back
into
with
the
another
void,
way.
into the
Once
goal,
this
and ended up in
ends,
like an
after it all
alpha
comes
thing.
to a close, then I'll be back.
The thing I don't
Then
know
I'll
is
be here soon.
if there's like, if
Very
you stay
soon.
in the arena,
I
that
can
it
wait.
changes game. Did I look what ending is this is called? It's called the Rocket League ending. Stanley Parable. Let me real quick look. Ultra Deluxe. Is there something after this? Oh, it's not even called an ending. Ooh. Should we check? Heck, I'm gonna show you how to get there.
Gone. What
Watch.
could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
I'm gonna show you how to
Perhaps
get
he
there.
was simply Mr. Memo.
Yeah, we're gonna ignore this because we're gonna go into that later.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting
I
room,
also
and
like in the
Stanley
boss's
knew
room there is
perfectly
like
well.
across the
Perhaps
boss
he
room there is
wanted
an
to stop by the
elevator.
employee
Of a room with an
lounge first,
elevator.
just to
I don't know if
admire
that
it.
I don't know if that has a purpose. I'm
Wow.
curious.
Yes,
Let's
this
find out.
room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley
Yeah,
took
you
the
walk this
first
route,
open
like,
door on his left.
yeah, it's towards here.
Stanley was so bad at following
And do you see that
directions,
railing?
it's
You can
incredible
jump
it
on
wasn't
that.
5 years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong
Yeah, watch.
foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that
Like this was
investing your trust in
I know it has to
someone
get
else
to
is
like
difficult,
over there,
the
but I
fact
saw
is
this and
the
was like,
story has been
can I
about
jump on
nothing
this?
but
Without
you
dying, because I know if you fall down, you're dying.
There's someone you've been neglecting. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Mr. Narrator.
Are you that convinced that I want
Yeah.
something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you.
Oh, you've been
to
here.
Show you something
Oh.
beautiful. Look, let me prove it.
Have you been through
Let
the
me
red or the
prove
blue
that
door?
I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
You've been
Now
here.
listen carefully. This is
I came to
important.
Rocket League just purely by
Stanley
going through the
walked
blue door.
Through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there?
Yeah,
you
I know.
Find out what lies at the end of this road you've
I know.
chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map.
You end up here, and from here it's like...
Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
That elevator, like oh wait, I also got like, now that I think of it, I also got the press conference.
And in the end it was all for
yeah, if you go 3 times to the blue door, this happens. And I also got the press conference ending, or like the, oh, you're so interested in making stories ending. I don't know how you call that ending, but
skill trees, work with me.
Basically, it is an ending where you get like into a press conference room and you be like, oh, you were so amazing with storytelling, oh, blah, blah, blah. It felt like mocking at the same time. And
already feels leaps ahead of where we were before.
Oh, I'm now also wonder if I go like to the right or the left door. I'm not going to the same place, but I will show you get to the Rocket League arena.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefits?
And it doesn't matter which choice you gave. I'm trying to be negative and positive.
Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know?
Oh, you're gonna mock me for my opinion?
Engagement with your surroundings. Does that sound good? Think we can
No,
do that?
no,
Yes?
no. And as nicely? Oh, shut up.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Yeah, it's an leaderboard. Fun thing to notice, I'm gonna tell you this. Don't go back into that door. If you go back into this door, you're getting soft locked. Soft locked. I happened that I was like, I'm gonna back to this door. I got soft locked and I was like, dang it. And here it doesn't matter which door you go to, left or right, it all ends up in the same arena back. Basically backs up here again.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answer.
And it doesn't matter what you answer here, it's always like...
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game
I've
been working on.
But basically, it doesn't matter if you're negative or positive, it always ends up the same.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it
No,
up.
I wouldn't want to.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right. And if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very
He wants to make me look bad.
all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it
Oh,
for
is that
about
up in the bonus
4 hours.
content?
So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
I'm just gonna be
sure to keep
honest.
notes on
Just
your
between us, not between him and the narrator. I'm not gonna play this game for 4 hours. I don't know if that's the idea, but...
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see.
I don't wanna.
What do we have here?
Stop humming. We're annoying.
Yes, this seems like it'll work.
Where is my skip button? I want my skip button back. I don't know how they got there. Oh yeah, it was through the new content, but I got like an ending with the skip button. I was like, I want that.
What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious.
I've seen that one, but it's been a long time since I saw that, and I have a clue. But it basically involves you getting in a way into the mind control facility without going by the story. That's the start. That's what I know. But I don't know which route to take again. That's the thing. I've done that on YouTube. I also find that funny. I spent in my first time playing this on YouTube. I spent the 10 minutes in the broom's closet,
Oh no.
and he thought I was dead. I wonder if you can make it out before you put some wall around it.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that
That's my thing. Like,
that big open,
I spent 10 minutes in the broom closet. He thought I was dead, and I walked around and back.
You can just go in any
And then in the next run through, he was like, "Oh no, you're going into the broom closet again? Oh God, Crucius, go take your time." And then in my third playthrough, he was like, "I will board this up. You can't go into the broom closet anymore."
Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
You stop humming.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
A friend told me that was Firewatcher.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't
feel
any
like a kitten.
possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design.
There is, and I already
If you
demonstrated to you
manage get lost in
twice.
this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
No, I'm in a bonus
Okay, so
content.
what exactly do we do here? Let's see.
So if I go
Lots
back
of
now, like
cars
to the
here
left
in
route,
black,
I can
but
go into
obviously
the
there's
broom's
no
closet and again,
racetrack.
and
Hey,
presumably
I
be
see
dead.
There's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball?
I was just going into the broom closet to look, and I was like trying to talk because I was in a YouTube session. And he was like, "There's something interactive here," and he didn't want to tell, so I was like, "Oh, you have to tell." And after a few minutes, he was like, "Can someone in the facility around here take over control over this mouse and keyboard? Because the person behind this is presumably
Are
dead."
you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable
And
story that I worked
he's
so
fallen
hard?
condition to one of your
Stanley, I never
physical
thought. And I realize I'm not a
conditions,
sportsologist,
or something
but
like
if
that.
one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure,
Want really
then
finish
surely
always play with earplugs
multiple
in, so.
balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball.
A ball? I have two balls.
Yes. Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply
Happens
have
if I
to
shoot
have
the balls
more.
in.
I'm insatiable. More balls.
Is it meaning that I get lost in here? Is
Are
it
you
mean?
enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun?
No, I don't have fun.
Is this a
You're still
real
here.
video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
What?
That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to
I don't
set
need you.
boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes,
No.
that's what I am. I am structure.
No,
I'm
no,
your
you're not.
sense of and since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules.
I'm fine with that.
Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy
I'll
this.
enjoy it to the bitter bone.
Yes. You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one
Can you
who
give my ball
knows
back?
best. Take care, Stanley.
Can you give my ball back, at least? I'm not getting my ball back. I don't think I get my ball back. Hello? Someone here? Hello? Narrator? Oh, you have to jump in. Hello? Someone home? So, what are we going to do? Because... I think you have to get in the goal. I thought you maybe could get an other ending. So, oh my nose. Hang on. That you get another ending, but... Here we go.
Hold on. What are you doing?
You are gone. So shut up.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you.
Okay, bye.
How will you write a story without...
Super rookie. I go the other way around instead to like. Wait, is this the same? You see that there is something there. Wait, settings, video. Where's brightness? I think I have to get to room 427. No matter what. To think how this game would have looked in its alpha state. This was just a mere beginning of Stanley Parable. If there was a jump scare somewhere, I think I wouldn't have taken it. I like the point where it was like, can I put up my brightness? There was like something in the dark, but there was nothing. Wait, can I open this room maybe? No. I don't think there's a jump scare in here. And if there is, oh, Narrator.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it.
There was like a part where I was like looking at the dark wall and there was something in it.
I wonder if he's happy with
Looking
his
at me.
choice,
And it was like,
and if he's learned
you
the
see that,
heavy
but
cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this
yeah,
world.
sure, Mr. Narrator.
Yes,
For
I'll
sure.
be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
I can't wait, so.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed.
You know, the funny thing was, I was playing like a YouTuber walkthrough and I got a random call here.
No matter how hard Stanley looked,
saying that I ordered like 1,300 carton box, like just 1,300 cardboard boxes, and I was like, yeah, I ordered that, but why they ended? No clue. Do I go to here now? Yeah, I wanted to test something out.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Like last time I was here, I walked through the vent with where the narrator was, and I got into his little sink, like his little hidden place, full of memories of the Stanley Parable, and that got me the skip button ending. But that skips all the dialogue. Oh.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and
Are
about
you?
how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
You do?
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh. I thought it will lead back to that section again.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking
I didn't
for.
do this.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe,
That's it?
don't you think? Ultra
That's
Deluxe?
weird.
What does it even mean? But the
You have like a
Stanley
crosshair name, but I
Parable
don't have a
2,
crosshair.
Now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
I was like, but to be honest, like I said last time, I was like ordered through new content to like a thing what the Ultra Deluxe version has to order. I came to a jump section, and after that I came to a section where I either go into the event or on with the content, and I went to that event, but I'm up now, because your avatar is stationary. You do remove most things without a crosshair in them. Oh, wait, without. Can I? I can't give like. Oh. If I'm too bad to say it there, but. Yeah, there is no setting for it. Your hotness all plus busted. Go red section of the chart. There are back. 2 doors, the Stanley Parable 2. If it's really bad, just say it and I'll calm down a bit. More TSP, better TSP, party camera shift, synergy, brake motor approach, envelope, client-centric marketing, the color red, leverage, whole stick value, 1-2, and win. Click to add speakers note. Oh wait, these are logo ideas. Thanks for attending my meeting. To be honest, out of all this, I think I like 3rd. Turns out. 4th is like, I get the idea, but 3 feels basic. 1 is just like OG. Never changing anything. 2 is like, no. It's either 3 or 1 for me. 2 Stanleys. Wonder.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's
Google Drive
take
or
a
Windows
look at
Office?
some of the features
Oh,
I've
that's
been
Google
developing
Drive.
for it.
It's like a Google Drive
I figure
presentation.
that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself
Oh, we have
out.
a meeting at 9,
Game
guys. We have to
development
hurry.
is much more of a
Wait, is it
fucking
9 AM or
mess
PM?
than anything scientific or logical, really.
Scrum. Why'd they do it on Scrum method? Oh. Een design pitch, een break, een pitch design, number 2 chat. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 2 arms, 2 legs. Took the red marker. Office thing. Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2. Half-Life 2 doesn't exist. Was that Half-Life 3? Hello? The Final 2 Original Sin, Batman Arkham Asylum 2, Doom 2. Access to Aladdin 2 Return of Jafar. Show we've all been waiting for, guys. Right to the show floor. I'm not sure even about like Half-Life 2. New features. Am I not supposed to wait here? Into the new content bus! Oh. I guess we have to go this way.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Oh, the bucket! Your name? The button that says the name of the player that is in the playing the game? Do I start with the bucket? Please, no screenshots. Het is een nieuw orange. Baby's all grown up. Your content, no ideas. Did I start with the bucket or with my name? What's even back here? Wait. What is this nameplate? Yeah, Gem Circle Infinite Hole. Collectibles? Is backsetting allowed? What do you mean? I want to see collectibles. Huh. How do I start? Oh. I know of the bucket. I know that it gives some dialogue, but I never know how to get a bucket. I'm allowed. You can say what you want to chat. The thing is always like, do I listen to it, eh? Is it only that you can... Oh, on any order. But it's not that, like, I could choose one and go back and get another one, or...
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and
I can guess get back.
that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Ooh,
You see,
well, we have to
Stanley,
see if we can get it
anytime
back
you're
here.
holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold onto the bucket,
I think je gaat helpen, anders zullen we hem zeggen, as long as you hold onto the bucket.
Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution
You don't
for
get bug
me
maybe that new
than
content or
actually
one
redesigning
close.
the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be?
How do I leave then?
The bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Oh. I'll have to restart the game in a one. I'm gonna take the bucket. I won't care.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your
No, I don't feel
In
anything.
fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding
We'll see, and if it's
it
close,
makes you
what
the
happens?
slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they?
I think you're making a lot of
All this and
nonsense.
more await you in the Stanley Parable 2. Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in
No,
a video
it doesn't.
game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Oh.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer
Oh, you can
is that
train them
they
all.
want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
I'm wondering if it's gonna take my laptop name or can I say my laptop name?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it.
My name is Elise.
Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind.
I've read it told you 2,000 times, but you don't seem to remember Narrator.
Jim. I want you to imagine yourself
I
living
won't.
as Jim,
won't.
sleeping and waking as Jim,
No.
falling in love and being heartbroken as
No.
Jim, seizing all of the world's
No.
possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly
No, I'm so
Jim
Elise,
right now?
so...
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time.
Is it weird that only he gets pleasure from it?
Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of
No,
this
no.
personal value. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim.
You said I have to live as Jim?
Button away.
No.
Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim.
I guess I'm still Elise. I'm not a Jim anymore. What's this actually? Press buttons. Easy button, press. Oh. No. You've already experienced the Jim peel.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to play anymore, guys.
Save me the work
Sorry,
of
it was a fun stream, I have to go. How his life became drinking. Yeah, here. It was like there's something a pair above, but then was you. Thanks for the follow-up, Pumpkin. But you heard the man, no screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons.
Balloons?
But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
You're working in... Oh, that lettering comes, I still have to notice I see it. Thanks for the notice. That's still have to take that out of... You're gonna narrate my story, love it. But I still have to take that out because my feature program doesn't make it out of paywall, so...
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
Why do you ask for my opinion then?
Step niece it is. Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Why are you asking for my Don't you hate people who are like asking for your opinion, but like, no, I'll discard your opinion. Why asking then in the first place if you're picking the other one? Oh. Wait, can I still do that? Wait, I won't. Oh, this interaction tool now, huh? No, I can't make it small. It's like here. They're free user. It was free at a point, but they made it paid, and we're like, huh. Infinity opened. Is it the Infinity Hall?
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game.
Poppy,
This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
I will give hang on, I will give that back. Hang on, I will give that back. Give me 1 sec while I give that back. After I remove that, wait, let me remove that directly also. How we do this live. Why do I never check this? Ignore. The rest I can accept. Oh, here. Let me just disable that for the moment. Delete. 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 Oh, they're gone. It's nice to give them back. I'm not going into here. I'm gonna go back. I will visit you as last infinite hole. Because I don't know. I don't want to follow my dad. I'm annoyed of this bucket. Can I drop it? We'll never receive too much steps it works.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game?
I remember.
Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Can I fix this machine? I feel scammed. I feel baited. Baited. I'm done. Done with this guy. What did I miss? I seen the jumping thing.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Let's go collectible thing. And let's go collectible.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Whoa. Okay. I have to go forward. I'm gonna fall, don't I? Enough stakes?
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely. You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
What didn't we saw yet? Collectibles, exit, jump circle. Exit? Is this the way out? I've now bucket.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Am I ready to move on? I think I'm ready to move on. Do I trust the infinite hole? Do I? Do I trust the infinite hole? Like the hole where I fall forever? Ever? If you guys like are like, shh, go find it at least. Go jump it in, nothing bad will happen, and I will trust you. And it's just like the narrator. I want to trust in this place, I want to listen. I mean, if I fall forever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I can restart and be like, hey, I have a bucket. It won't end. Is this the balloon one? Yeah, balloon one. You know what the funny thing will? If the Stanley Parable 2 comes out and like, based on your choices of the first Ultra Deluxe game, that will be lovely. If you like, you choose the white balloon, it gives the blue balloons, then in the office all the blue balloons will be there. That would be lovely. But I hate that like clicking inside of the bucket. If it isn't infinite, then it's a lie. I got scammed.
Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Okay, I guess we're back in the hole now. Did you really need to see it again? I don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole.
I don't believe you.
It's exactly what you're doing right now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I've prepared for you.
Oh?
I really spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show you some more of them. How about we go ahead and press that teleport button again, so we can get back to what's really important about... Oh, goodness. This is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit
Just debate it!
Yes, I know. I told you the hole was in.
After debated, not coming up.
Who actually wants to fall forever? The hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my opinion. Maybe it's
Well, management to everyone. Meeting at 2 p.m.
Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly?
Mostly infinite is still not close to this.
If that works for you,
No.
then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole, and we can move
No.
on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
No, I'm staying here. Staying here. Every pause button is a Roman numeral 2. You got a point, but... Oh no, you're not narrating too much. I don't mind if you're narrating if other people mind, but I don't mind. I don't mind at all. Just the two of us, we can make it if we try. Just the two of us, just the two of us, just the two of us, building castles in the sky. Just the two of us, you and I.
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't...
Oh, where's my teleport button?
Infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me.
Yeah, look. I know I'm the problem, but if you didn't make that hole in front of me, if you like put my back towards it, I don't get interested in that hole again and be like...
I'm positive. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep. even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing.
I'm a beginning cover artist, if you want to know, or try to make cover artists, and people liked it, so I started being more covers of covers. And if you are interested in my badly singing, it's not the best, I know. It can be better, it's not the worst also, but that's the playlist.
The shame of how is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes.
My little swimming pool.
I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button.
My little swimming pool. Na 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 na. Still now.
Is the teleport button not
No.
working? You sure?
I'm sure.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an Still nothing? Well, I suppose.
None.
I suppose there is one thing
You
to
need some-
fix this.
Like,
Right. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole,
the thing
you
is,
get to
for
do
my,
literally
to understand
anything
why I
else.
was like, make
Take
covers
care,
or start.
Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity.
Come back here, you narrator. Fix it. But the thing is, for me, if you want to understand what covers is, I had like an album Spotify dream, but I never sung to public before. I learned myself singing a bit on like occasional when walking the Deluxe, when you're out and you're alone, you know. And I knew I could do it, but I never felt the pressure or the courage to sing in front of people. It's going down again. So at a point it was like, I'm gonna make for my birthday, because it was around 2021, around the winter. I'm gonna make a cover and see how it goes, and if I need to change like a vocal changer, you know, things, vocal changers, or how do you call it, tuning, something like that. I did that, but I found like it was really singing along to like the cover I was trying to make. So I dished upon, and somewhere in that singing also I heard like na na na. I was like na 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 na, and I was like So then I dished upon. Then I was a cover artist and I really like, and she was like, well, sometimes you have to just put the cover if you don't like, and people will still like it. Covers are merely now just for listening. They're probably auto-claimed. But with that advice from her, like from Ubiphonic, I made my cover on the next ID. I'll take takes and I just do it based on feeling. So if I feel like a cover was great, then I will upload it. And that's how my first cover came to life. People liked it, and that's how I did more covers. What the heck is this? Oh. Wait. What? The heck is this? So the covers are merely for listening and not really trying to make money out of it, because some are still copyrighted. So I won't make any money of it, and I don't plan to move. But you never know how it goes, huh?
Stanley!
Yeah?
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed
Oh.
off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley.
I found a very good song.
Just so darn
I'm still,
fascinating.
if you want to know, I'm still working on a cover currently, but it takes more time since I have to make a music video out of thin air that matches the length of the original song.
Time to time, and wake you up to keep you really truly focused on.
I was focused on all you.
From the
Bastard.
looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
You're not fixing your goddamn teleport button? In a hole, we found a very good song and a friendship. He said it? Oh! Oh, it reset me here.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Have you heard, Jim? Yeah, the thing is, the thing what I expected, because in my ears it felt really sing-along, I didn't enjoy it. Or I can stand my own singing. Mostly, most people can. I can even, like, barely, stand my voice. I can say I'm a cover artist, and the weird part is, none of the persons who listened to it said it was a bad cover. Which description? I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the best at spelling and sentence building, so I'm not best at spelling and grammar. Oh, Twitch. Epilogue.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the...
Wait.
Well, we'll figure that out later.
My Twitch didn't think. I double checked. The thing is, I double checked it with the spelling checker because well, I can calculate like the best. But spelling, language, no. Your arm is... Wait, are you legit? Are you legit? Ugh. I checked it with the spelling check. I even let people check it. What there? Am I that stupid? Oh, I feel dumb now. I feel really dumb. Wait. Really Twitch on description? Oh, wait, the panels. The panels. Don't look at the panels, it spares you a lot of time. I thought you meant the description of my channel thing. Yeah, I know. I leave them on purpose because there are too many, and I'm actually, like the thing is, I know I have to fix them, but I'm bad at spelling, so I have to fix all of them probably because all have like spelling mistakes. I can fix most of them, but yeah, so I'll just stop looking at the panels. I appreciate that you find the errors, but I will have to look at them sometime. I think Friday, if I have time. Map, circle, A9, collectibles. That's all. Just queue, free achievement. The button that says name to play that play in the game, merge. That's the thing you get to know. Maybe I'm not good at spelling and language, so if you see any misspelling mistakes, I know. And I appreciate if people say it out loud and tell me what like if you find them, like for example you say my new community instead of my community. That's the thing I appreciate. People are like, your spelling mistake, it should be this. And then don't explain why, and then we're like sitting here, if you don't explain why you can't. You know. Oh, not the best. Alright, I'm just gonna be honest. Luckily, I don't have a job or school education where I have to do that. Well, I'm a programmer, but...
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single...
I'm a programmer, so I don't exactly have too much purpose with like writing, but...
There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you The Stanley Parable 2.
No. No, wait, I think I do.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different
don't think I do.
arrangement.
And I'm doing the sponsored.
Yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley?
What are you making, narrator?
It's not a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted
know they're all
fans
plugins,
to love
but...
it, no matter how good
thing
these
is, like,
gags
Germany
are,
doesn't
they
fix
won't stand
always
on their own.
correctly,
They
so...
would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
I don't want to take a... Oh. If you're watching this from YouTube, because I know I will do. This is where the last part from the stream left off, because I'm gonna make until here a next part, or the next part will continue. So stay tuned for the next video. You know what goes around here, you should know by this time, and I'm not gonna explain because I'm streaming. And so. Like, for example, only thing you have to know if you're watching this from YouTube, why didn't you come watch this on Twitch? I on purpose said it in the last video. Second of all, my outro screen will contain a video recommend for my channel for you. My channel button on the channel will also be in Let's Go playlist if you haven't seen any of my other content and don't like the thing. And also the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe playlist, or I think 2 playlists in this case. So, but that's... I'll see you in the next episode, and on Twitch we're going to continue with the Stanley Parable 2. I'm just spawning again in thing.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a building where he was employee number 427.
Oh, that's good, them balloons.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a
Oh, let's get them balloons.
telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427
I think that will
every
happen,
day,
because it would be easier, for
every
example,
month,
if like,
every year.
if I was the tap, I would do that, because
Considered it soul-rending,
the
Stanley relished
thing is,
every
if like,
moment that the
if
orders
people
gave.
make the same mistake, if,
There
for
would
example,
be
I
no
tapped like
reason
manager
to
with like,
and
a
Stanley
monger,
was
with like an A to less. So if like 100 people do that, that's like smart to save, because you'd be like,
something that would forever change Stanley.
like if one person kept typing
He had been at his
manager,
desk for nearly
well,
an
then
hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his
that's just like,
years
for
at the
example, it's
company
like,
had this
I don't know how many users
this
currently you have, but
complete
it's like for
isolation. Something was
purposely
very
like
clearly
how many
wrong.
people do it, and
Shocked,
it's just more often the
frozen
same
solid,
error.
Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
After bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
It didn't
Perhaps he
went.
had simply missed a memo.
My bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Happy 12th birthday, Stephanies.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Now is the question, do we go to the door on the left? No, I'm going to the door on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I don't want to go there. I want to go...
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yeah. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do. Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact.
I will show you how I think you get to that ending with that yellow line. If I'm not correct.
Whatever the bucket asked. In here, said the bucket. Go into this dark room over here. Stanley, once again, obeyed blindly.
This is not the dark room. What if I go back on it? Oh, I can't. Damn it. That's not a dark room, you bucket. You stupid bucket.
Now pick up the phone, said the bucket. Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
And then she will mention the bucket. I want home. You know the thing always has the effect, like if people call me and I don't know who they are. Like if I expect a call, I will take like numbers I don't know. But if, for example, if I don't expect a call and someone with an unknown phone number calls me, then I won't answer until they call a second time back, because if it's important, they would try to call twice. For example, my grandmother tried to call once. Didn't mention, I was like unknown number, so I didn't like take up because I didn't know. She tried to call again, but with my grandfather's phone, so it was a different number. I was like, huh? And then after that, I got a mail with like at least we tried to call you, and it was like, oh. Flashbang!
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Me a bucket, but feel to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Is that not annoying? You should like keep getting calls.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
My bucket. Oh. Like, ik for example can understand that you're like in a school or work meeting and...
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't
I'm going to
talk.
understand this.
All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Don't listen to the loud present to get it back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
And to ignore anyone in your life except for me.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? You're a bucket, so in a video
Yes, I
game.
suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Leaves the same day with me over and over.
Oh my god, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket? Oh no. I'm having feelings for the bucket. No, 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 no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with
Can I show this
don't
on Twitch?
understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Go back to work, Stanley. I wanna. It's interesting.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort
So destroy the
rushed
bucket
over
that day?
him.
Ooh, interesting. I wanted to know what I wanna do now.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the
I wanna
bucket
go
pull him,
up
telling
to the
him
elevator
that
back to the left,
employee
as he
house
suggested.
was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
I'm interested in this with the
Stanley
bucket.
took the door on his left to go, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
I was interested in this. I thought it was led back to the meeting room until I saw that elevator.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Can I go back up?
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom
Too
Closet.
closet.
Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as
I
well.
thought it was to the yellow line and... from memories, I know that the yellow line ending has to do with the fact that you get to the mind control room on that upper platform. So I thought it was this way.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Okay,
It's as
okay,
classic
thanks,
now as it was
Narrator.
back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give
Yeah, this
something
is this
up.
way the bucket ending, I guess.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
And I just leave.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also
Can I
was
just
not
leave?
in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
I don't know what it does. Explain to me.
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
I just restart the game.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket.
Or else.
I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket.
Okay,
Its
let's
one of
wait.
Buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait.
Let's wait for
I
it.
can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of Deluxe Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and...
Nah.
Can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley.
I don't have any
Give
fans.
the fans what they want. Hurry and... The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now.
What did I do?
Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ah. Different.
When Stanley came to a set of two
Tiny
open
win.
doors, he entered the door on his left.
You win this time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his bot. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here.
There was nothing here?
So he turned around.
No,
and got
I won't go back on
track.
tech. No. You tried to destroy one thing of my life and then you take it away?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet.
Not empty, or?
No reason to still be here.
Not empty. Not empty. But you take my broom closet away? After that you board it up? And I have a bucket and you try to destroy my bucket.
Baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yeah, can't you see?
Standing around doing nothing? Why?
I'm closing-
Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely
I don't go.
confused. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Like, I know there is something with, elevator up here, but... Oh!
You found one of them. One of the miniature
Oh!
Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Oh. Like, the thing is, Now there's something with this. Is this like a thing where you have to stand AFK for? I'm really curious. Oh, you don't also know what is either with this lid. Like, the thing is, I don't have patience to wait for this, so I thought... I don't know if you have to wait too long. I don't know if there has to be something with this elevator. But... how to figure it out. Still. If I go up... I don't think it's for something. I think it's for something. I don't know.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
I forgot this. You're done.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Like, the thing is, you have to get to the mind control facility. And I think you don't have the bucket for that. That maybe. What is there? Check behind.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest.
Oh,
as though he
behind,
felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Too late.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
And the thing is, it like the, I know it's at Adventure Line. It appears.
The lights rose on an enormous
Hey,
room
I
packed
think
with
it's there.
television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength?
What do you have to do that with or without bucket?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
427.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
Pirate?
Was this the only
Wait.
reason he was happy with his boring
Pirate?
job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Weird.
No. He refused
Is that
to
like
believe
also
it.
Stanley's
He
office?
couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
And then
Had he
don't jump
truly
on anymore.
spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in,
Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life, for he would dismantle the controls once and
Just be nice
for
and listen to the narrator for once, because last time I was blown up to pieces because I didn't.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from
Just press
someone
the off
else's
button.
command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
Let it go.
No longer
Let it
would
go.
anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
You
It
got to
was
like him before
perhaps
narrating,
the
guy.
only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation.
Ah, how
Possibility of
sweet.
the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
And they lived happily after all. Beat the game. Is that beat the game? I've like beaten the game 60 times already or something. Not in the way you wanted, game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided
8888.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Play the Stanley Parable the entire duration of Tuesday. Beat and complete the Stanley Parable in under 4 minutes and 20 seconds. 10 years. The infinite. Yeah, I miss the infinite hole at this point. I want to see
When Stanley
what happens
came
if
to a
you
set
go
of
there
two
without a
open doors,
bucket.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
No.
well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Because I want to see what happens if you...
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I've been neglecting this elevator for years.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Are you just gonna believe me now?
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right?
I don't know. You're the one with
was
the like
I
floor
thinking?
building plans.
It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Oh, yeah, I see. I knew.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole
What happens,
story
by the way, if you
is
destroy the bucket?
unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off
Now,
track.
I wonder where I want to go.
Okay, from the
Wait.
top.
2, 3, 4 was broken. Hey, look at the stuff is gone.
All of his co-workers were
Ah.
gone. What could
Uh-oh.
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait.
Oh.
What? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the
I didn't do
monitors?
anything. I'm
Did you
innocent.
move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
the
your
one who wrote
problem.
The story was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
I'll go this way. Oh? Someone home? Hello? Hello? Pizza delivery.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've
Oh.
ever been on. I can
that's-
promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
I don't know, it's your
I
story.
find it
Oh,
unlikely
wait,
that
I'm
we'll
back here
ever
again.
progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not? All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Die labyrinth. Wait, there are more? Labyrinth?
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong.
Wait,
It's
there's...
possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
You tell me. Follow the left wall. Oh. Well, if I come into one again and then don't forget.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
I didn't know. Like,
Do you
I
remember, Stanley?
don't know if there are more
You know
labyrinths,
what?
but...
Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all.
Like,
We both
apparently we
didn't
won.
put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
I don't care what happens. Oh, let's restart anyways. Stanley Parable 2 Adventure Line.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
Hey, you forgot
Just
something,
follow the
narrator.
line. How
Stanley
simple is that?
Parable 2. Forget something, narrator.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination?
I don't know, you tell
even
me.
if there's no story there. Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
Storyline, I can walk run.
Simply by the act of
Walk on
moving
the wall.
forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the
Who made
nature
this?
of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
Yeah,
You know what?
let me
I
walk
think
across the
what we
ceiling
need
and then
right now
up to
is
here.
a bit of music to lighten the mood.
music again? Who made these lines, by the way? Here, look, who made these lines? I can't walk across the wall or the roof, so...
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
Why would you want me to look at a fern?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Plush. Ah, art space plushies or...
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story?
Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you.
Like, look at 2, 3, 4 in the distance.
It's
broken.
This anymore, to hell with
104 is fired.
Start.
Oh. Oh, that's Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious.
What are you going to do, Mr. Narrator?
This all sounds perfectly doable.
Is it like, I know,
Why don't we simply start
was it
wondering
Battle
if-
Bears?
I don't
That
know.
was the name, if I
How
remember
about
right.
This direction.
Because I played as a kid on mobile or
Now,
iPad.
yes, this
A
is
game called Battle
exciting.
Bears.
Just
But
me
it
and
didn't have that
Stanley
song, I
forging
think.
a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No
Or-
lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
The hard to acknowledge is because every direction except the... Let's go.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead
I'm not gonna do that.
somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this?
Yep. Oh.
The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is?
Event from the maintenance room, end up in the
Giant
monitor room,
ending.
narrator restarts the game, first
And we're
restart.
supposed to restart the game, but
Discover the tutor room now has many
times?
additional doors. Aimless wandering, narrator to restart the
That's
game.
really how
Second
all it
restart.
goes?
This office now dead
all
end, turn around, find another dead end, and put in another building.
So
Narrator
now,
restarts the
according to
game.
the schedule, I
Third restart,
again.
adventure line, nonsense,
Am I just
psychological
supposed to
music, return to
forget?
office, return to the
Well, what if I
monitor
don't
room.
want to forget?
Fourth restart, adventure
My
into
mind
the
goes blank
explored
simply
territory,
because
find
of
the
what
line
we
again.
hear on this
And confusion ending schedule, narrator restarts the game.
wall.
Narrator forgets the
Well,
previous restarts.
Insulted me.
Suddenly attempts to play the solo
Well,
bus
I get to
prevented and would
decide.
go anywhere,
Why
anything the
don't
game
I
restarts
get
on
a
its
say in
own.
all of this?
Find the line
Is
again, being following the line, find an identical replica of the
it can't
office
be.
that has been
I don't
then to
want it to be.
deteriorated and to make
I
up a
don't
story
want the
here.
game to keep
Narrator
restarting.
restarts
I
the
don't want
game,
to forget
7
what's
characters
going
no
on.
longer in
I
office,
don't want to
simply
be
black
trapped like
space.
this. I
Wander in the
won't
blackness, find a
restart the game.
bookstore,
I won't
get bored
do
and
it.
leave.
I
Narrator
won't
restarts the
do it.
game.
I won't
8
do
restart,
it.
and narrator's gone after a long time, Stanley
And
dies.
the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The,
I was reading. What
whatever
did he
it
say?
is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay.
Ah, you tell me, narrator.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
I guess.
Not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey. Though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Jesus. Scared me. Did I restart the game? Oh, no. Crouching doesn't restart the game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed him. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Reward for finding them all. How can we find them? That's the completionist instinct. What we know, some floating objects have appeared across the office. You have to synergize our research to ensure the retrieval. There are many questions that were no memo for management. I can tell the spotted one. What makes them floating here? Who took these pictures of them? Oh! Interesting. Current photo clues provided by employee 16 we can do. Red room. Thank you, good luck. And the toilet, we had that one. Please do not leave the office before reporting back on any new things. There are great importance, thank you. I know this one is like in the toilet, we have that one, but wait. It's actually on my hard drive. Come on. Windows. No, there's no clue folder. Oh. There's no clue folders? No. I missed something. It's just there's a large room. Lots of boxes. There's something to do with stairs somewhere, both red and blue. Oh, I know what 4 is. 4 is near the red and blue doors, where we got with like that game ending. Nearby your fireplace. Is that in the boss's office? A large room with a lot of boxes. Interesting.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it?
I feel what?
The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it.
You feel it?
It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
We know we had one in here. Like in here, but like with a lot of boxes. Like now I have the bucket, now I wonder, huh? Maybe... Anything of turkey. Weird, eh? I swear there's something with that elevator, but I'm too lazy to check it out.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
That is
Crushed by
true.
the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always.
Like that red blue should be those two doors.
He knew it. The two of them were
least.
inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Then towards the right of here. Ah.
Another miniature Stanley figure.
That's why you said behind you.
You know, there really must be a
Ah, I
simpler
get it
name
now.
for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
What's a room with a lot of boxes?
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley.
All the boxes?
Everything will be fine.
I have no clue, to be honest. I know the red blue door, red blue one will be the door.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
I don't care what you
The
say,
door
Narrator.
behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
It is an escape. Can't deny that.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant,
Was a
the
box room
bucket's
before?
life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
Is that the orange box room? That's what I mean.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
And where's my bucket? The bucket! Welcome you to the grand exhibit. You're standing at the precise of knowledge, much like a bucket itself. The human mind is frequently empty within a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and sustained. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept what an open mind will be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourselves and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, ignorance in the darkness? Hello? Another
Can you
exhibit?
see how arrogant it was for Stanley
25
to take
buckets.
a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Inferno Bucket. The replica of the Inferno Bucket in the medieval era was such powerful and looming that it drove dozens of nations to war. None is none for control of it. Billions died, and yet, in spite of all, the simple fact remains someone can control a bucket. Game Town with people dancing around a bucket, admiring and being God. Stress bucket. Worrying, negative forecasting, negative thinking, lack of reassurance, vulnerable size and the strength of the bucket. I thought it was an exhibit about me. A bucket.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold.
I'm a girl,
as this
but
one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
getting before the bucket. You're not gonna open the windows? Okay. I miss a stock lady. Peace symbolizes a necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that's always out of reach. This distance invariably is for our own good. Okay. The box room is the orange box room.
We can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together.
Now you make me tempt to restart the game again.
As leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Well, this is where video 2 of the 3 will left off, so if you're watching this for YouTube, or you're never watching my streams, I also stream every time from time, you know how it goes. My outro screen will contain a video recommend for my channel to you. My channel button, if you're new and don't like my recommended video, go to my channel and find the Let's Play playlist full of content I've done out here. There will be something in it for you, I will know it. And the Stanley Parable playlist, if you've seen any of the other episodes, I highly recommend you do. You know what we've tried, or you know what we don't. So, we're gonna continue here on Twitch, and I'll see you for YouTube in the next video. Okay. Next thing.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply... Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Pop these balloons.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the... Good, said the bucket.
I don't know what happens
Now
when I
ride
jump
the lift
off with the
all way
bucket.
to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Like in here, maybe? Or... Let's unbox this.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
Hang
I
on,
suppose that
hello?
would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So
Back
much
in?
of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Okay.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me
What's
whether
this?
or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Oh, you mean one? Oh, you knew I would do this, huh? Ooh.
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
I hate this. I hate this.
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a bucket.
No, I don't know. The other three are also a bucket.
Item 4. Is this a bucket? What? Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor.
No, the room inside
It's
is a
an
bucket.
enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up?
I don't know.
Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
I don't know, you tell me, you're the one here in charge, so... You're telling me that I recognize a 3D printer.
Is this a bucket?
And you're gonna ask me again? I'm just gonna know you.
Correct. This
What?
is a bucket.
Rigged! Rigged! This is rigged. I'm leaving, bye. Get me out of here, this is rigged.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. No. You can't fool me with like a 3D replicated bucket.
Hold on, I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here
Or
somewhere.
2 or 3 of a fake printed. You'd be like, a tractor is not a bucket.
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket.
Anything can be a bucket if
When
you
I
want
say
it.
nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket,
Yeah.
which of course is not true.
Well, just true.
Unless, is that what you think?
Everything is a bucket.
Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is?
You're a bucket.
Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay.
No.
Here
No.
we go.
No. No. Out there.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket.
Jokes on
I had
you.
no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
Yeah, but
Yes,
your game is a
I actually
bucket.
feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what. I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets.
Oh.
Okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person. All right, here we go.
Yeah, no, guys, it's now all buckets, so,
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting
I
room.
wanna go there
Perhaps he had
without
simply missed a memo.
thing. I see if still can collect the figure.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I know,
Perhaps
indeed.
he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. What a room, Stanley thought to himself. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story is nothing but you all this time. Someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten.
What? Really?
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked... Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
In the game again. How do I get to that vent?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Woo!
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler Anlerines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anlerines. None of us can.
Yo, no!
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Which did I miss?
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was. The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together.
Do I have to input somewhere else then? Wait. Thermical, no.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, no, no.
I already have that achievement,
I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants... Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Ah, something to do with stairs. I know already. I know what that is. Around here, right?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
Stiggly Wiggly.
Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment.
This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Yeah, for now I can do before collecting figurines. Like clue to this? I know there is something with it and I have to discover it, but only the thing is, I know probably you have to wait some time in this, but the question is how long. How how's your guys' days been? Anything fun happened lately, or? Oh wait, I heard them say shit. But it's elevated for nothing. Do you hear his voice go more khaki? Like, do 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 do. You hear his voice go? With it. So, I'm going bowling tomorrow. What's he saying? I can hear that really well. I'm not going out of this until you tell me for what this is. I'm going bowling tomorrow. I don't know. Like, friends, meeting some new people. Like a big group of like 15, 14 people. Be social, but not the biggest social people. But that's like the thing is, I'm introverted, but I'm also creating like social positions, like as a teacher or. So definitely have been in this. Wait. I have an idea. Possible.
Stepping into his manager's office,
I open it
Stanley
again.
was once again stunned to discover not an indication
Oh,
of
never
any
mind.
sign of life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical.
Ah, so it goes on lock? Oh. Thought I got my idea of the elevator. Hmm. There goes my chance of the elevator. I thought maybe if you go down and go up, but if the door stays locked then.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
You open the door again?
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. Well, he said, the number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him?
I thought maybe if you go up
Once
and then
Stanley
down, but
had
no.
enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator. Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Can you tell me, Mr. Narrator?
A hint of regret nagged in the back of Stanley's mind. Should he demonstrate the number 3 for the... Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
I still wonder, like, there is stuff that I'm missing, like with the elevator, but...
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket
Where's on
had
that
never
one?
seen anything like this, and it very
Oh,
nearly
it's
burst
like
into
a-
tears as Stanley
Is that like
cradled it
people
gently,
kissing together?
reassuring it that everything would be fine.
I still wonder what the broken thing is. Oh, it's even not broken on this side.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first
Or is that like the
place?
center of the hallway?
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life
he?
in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls
I didn't
for
hear you,
good.
Narrator.
Two
Pressing
best
buttons.
friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Oh, I can't go up here unless I turn on the boom machine. I'm not gonna blow up this thing.
When at last they came to... But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
More
Stanley
buckets!
gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power
I'll be a
for
bucket. I
itself?
knew you were
The
trustworthy.
bucket had betrayed him like this. Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Ah,
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Wait, what happens if I turn it on then? Wait, it's back to normal again. Oh.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines.
Oh.
Those figlets. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill
yes,
you to the
but you
brim
at least
with
could...
inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
The memory zone.
And to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Oh, fair, okay. Fair to square, Mr. Narrator. Are there those things missing? I was studying something there last time I visited this. I'm going... Okay.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
I break the game now. Did I break the game now? 7 of 6.
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you
found 8 of
continued to
6.
surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
The boss's office.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here, behind the boss's office. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in
My
your
short-term memory doesn't fail me once again.
Right.
Ha!
After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Has Third doing anything?
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a figly in this pink room. Oh well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
The pink room, it was the red blue room, if I remember correctly. 10 out of 6. Mushroom this way.
This was the 5th mini-stand, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
I didn't... I saw it from up the elevator, so your video is wrong. I saw it from up the elevator, you stupid. Stanley Narrator trademark.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Only 8? Make more videos, I spend more time on my videos, and they'll look way, way better.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible.
After
the final
6.
figurine, right here, under the stairs. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a figly and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
It gonna be like GS12 of 6?
And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
Goodbye, Memory Zone.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on.
Yeah,
Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Okay, Mr. Narrator.
Okay, yes, that spot under the stairs. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the Memory Zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep
play the
going.
video again.
More. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
I remember.
Yes, I love that video.
I love it too. You don't play it ever again. Pink room is not correct.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room. These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Are you gonna do something because I've like 18 or 6 figurines later on?
This was our second figly. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too.
Yeah, I remember it.
The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
The exhibit. Before this came the exhibit and the jump circle.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more memories. Oh yes, the two doors! Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one. And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
No.
There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
Nothing about the
Yes,
18.
I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's
just
it.
all a hoax
Perhaps I
for your
needed to
character.
imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory?
One more story,
Let's
you mean?
go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good.
One more run?
I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Oh? Wait. This.
All of his co-workers were gone. Where are we going today? The bucket asked.
Oh, this is different.
Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
Different.
Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did little to discourage Stanley's belief in the
Welcome to
magic.
the whiteboard ending. Good one. I want to say I'll get one more ending and then close down, but
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now
Everything
more
changed
than
again.
ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it?
no.
The broom closet.
No.
It wants the bucket.
My bucket.
You can feel that? Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I really need to something with the lift. There's something with it. I'm gonna discover that on my own. Day.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
What is these?
Was it that the bucket knew all along?
Ah!
Was the
What
bucket
is these? But doesn't want to come.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
What is how the story ends normally with the bucket?
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Also have to take a shave and take a shower. So, I won't make it too late since I normally already start later, but...
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office
one
was
fired.
being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything
Someone was
would be
fired.
fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never!
No, run back!
He
No!
squeezed the bucket tighter. His one
Hello,
friend in the
Ramen
entire
noodles.
world.
Why do we have to
At
run
this
back?
point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
What did I miss? Find out.
But here was the proof.
How do I find out?
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad
What
or
did I miss?
content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the
Oh.
cold reality of his past began to sink in,
When it came out,
Stanley
damn.
decided that this machinery... But at the last
Ow!
second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
That's all.
Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along?
I have to press off. So... Okay, I'll do one more and then I'll run back.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all. A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. And
You can
pointed
help
at
me
the
if you
door on
want,
his
or like give little hints, but...
Still no one was here.
Like I found
Stanley
18
needed the
figurines of
bucket's
the
warmth
6,
and
so...
comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I don't know how much of this game I beat.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly...
Yeah,
an
but how's your life
plausible
in
explanation.
Ramen Noodles? What brings you up in this lately evening night?
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Oh!
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall. Now, what to do next? Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable.
I didn't do
down
this
here.
good!
So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here, a bit cold perhaps. After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis. But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really started to feel like a home. In fact, after some time,
It's
Stanley
good.
realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility.
This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home
is the strangest about?
as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning. It unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending. This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
That's what I wanted to do.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
I know, you tell me, narrator.
Ah, the embrace of an old friend. A weathered companionship that stands the test of time. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, now I wanted to do the true ending.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office...
Het had het de
was
pres
where to find
gekost.
answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
The bucket
Was
knows
the
everything.
bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Bucket knows everything. The bucket hears everything. That's what you mean by run back or... And on purpose it discovered and then
Stanley and the
roll and
bucket
then...
walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Almost on purpose is just trying to...
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
I was just trying to see if I could get up on that thing and I fell off.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Oh, I can't run back anymore.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Tired. Ugh.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machine...
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they lived
such a
together,
watch a movie, stop
with
halfway
one another
through,
to lean on, to trust,
and
to support,
then start and then watch it reverse from the end.
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped?
I don't know, you tell me.
Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty. Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket. Go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave.
You can just throw the bucket
not
through.
while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I?
I mean, are you kidding me?
Stanley gulped.
You can
Very
throw the
soon
bucket
now,
across the door and the
he was
bucket
about to
escape,
find
but...
out.
I've had enough. If you're watching this from YouTube, thanks for watching. I'm gonna say no. I expect more videos on YouTube at least. I don't know if I'm gonna stream it or not, but I've had enough. For YouTubers, you know how my outro screen goes if you watch the last 6 episodes or something. I'm not gonna explain that. You will see it in a moment. Also on Twitch, thanks for watching. Punk Game, thanks for the follow. Hope you enjoyed this type of game. Maybe I'll play more and find the secrets alongside or do a completionist video on the game. From now I'm gonna say have a wonderful night, evening, or day wherever you are. And until we meet again next Sunday. Bye. Bye.